Join me now to discuss Tudor Dixon, host of the Tudor Dixon podcast and former gubernatorial candidate of Michigan, as well as Kay Smythe, writer at the Daily Caller and host of Kay Saves the USA. All right, so Kay, imagine an election for a second where a guy runs from prison, wins, pardons himself against a guy who is likely going to be impeached for conspiring with foreign governments.
Yeah, I can actually imagine that because everything we're seeing right now feels stranger than fiction. If you pitch this to Hollywood, they wouldn't buy it, but this is what we're living through. And I think that those attacking Trump are going to be thought of pretty badly throughout history. Like, this is just, it's really not a good look right now.
No. Tudor?
No, I think it's very interesting what we're seeing because we're seeing a lot of people come out and say impeach Joe Biden. And as they're watching this, I think the calls for that are increasing. I would say, look, we saw an impeachment of Donald Trump with a mainstream media that was anti-Donald Trump. If you have an impeachment of Joe Biden, it is going to be a sham. They're going to have the media come out and post the Democrats all over saying, oh, no, he's innocent. This shouldn't happen. I believe that we should be fighting this out and telling the truth on networks like on Newsmax. And then, honestly, after that, we get him out of office and we don't have to think about him ever again unless we want to charge him with the crimes he deserves to be charged with.
Weird. Yeah, okay, so whether we like it or not, I got to get off politics for just a second here. Barbie and Oppenheimer, I will never see Barbie. I would like to see Oppenheimer, but it's taking over the world right now as far as the movie screen. But there's been some viral memes created combining the two. You know, they're calling it Barbenheimer due to their simultaneous release. And it's become like the social media thing, except for Japan. Okay, apparently Japan is very offended by this. Warner Brothers apologizes for a U.S. Twitter account for the hypothetical movie post and appears to make light of the atom bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Look, Kay, this is something. It's like, look, you guys, if you didn't want to enter the war, if you didn't want the U.S. to enter the war, you shouldn't have bombed Pearl Harbor. And now, 70, 80 years later, we're making a movie about it because it was a historic event. They're upset about it.
Well, I just what blows my mind about this is you look at Germany. Germany doesn't freak out every time we make a World War II movie. No. That's just not a thing that happens. And so I don't know. I never looked at Japan at being the kind of country that would sort of get all woke and cryy and oh, I'm so offended by everything. I always sort of looked at Japan and thought, wow, you guys are way classier than us and you guys seem to have it way more together than we do over here in the West. But clearly not.
Right.
Grow up. It's a joke. It's a movie. It's been a long time.
Well, it's also history.
It's a real thing that happened in history.
Yeah. Tudor, I got to get to Canada real quick. Trudeau, he's getting a divorce. You know I don't care for him at all. Going on social media saying, we remain a close family with deep love and respect for each other. I'm sure his wife is like, if you spent 7 seconds looking at me instead of yourself in the mirror every 5 minutes, she might have stuck around, right?
Well, I think there's a lot to dislike about Justin Trudeau. I'm sure that people in the country are ready to say we'd like to have a new prime minister. It sounds like his wife is feeling the same way. But he's taken the country to a point where, I mean, it's considered the most woke country in the world. It's out of control. They are just a disaster when it comes to the environmental baloney. I think that Justin Trudeau needs to spend some time outside of office and maybe take a vacation and forget about trying to wokenize the entire world.
Yeah, I completely agree. And, to be honest, they're blocking media reports now that they don't like. So, Kay, Tudor, wish we had more time. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.